That brown bottle costs only a few dollars, yet online videos make it look like a secret weapon for every stain, smell, germ, and grimy surface in your home. Pour it on something dirty, watch the white foam appear, and the mess seems to destroy itself. But professional cleaners are not hiding a miracle. Their real advantage is knowing exactly where hydrogen peroxide helps, where it wastes time, and where it can quietly ruin the material underneath. These 9 principles separate useful cleaning from impressive-looking bubbles. The first thing is that the number on the bottle matters. Ordinary household hydrogen peroxide is usually 3%. That is not the weak version you should improve by buying hair developer, industrial peroxide, or concentrated food-grade products. Stronger peroxide can burn skin and eyes and damage surfaces far more aggressively. More concentration does not guarantee a cleaner home, it gives you less room for error. Keep the product in its original labeled bottle, use the concentration intended for household use, and never transfer it into a drink bottle or an unmarked spray container. The second thing is that professionals remove the dirt before asking a disinfectant to work. A countertop covered with grease, crumbs, soap film, or dried food is not ready for a dramatic spray and wipe demonstration. Soil can shield the surface and keep the liquid from reaching what is underneath. Start with the least aggressive method, remove loose debris, then wash the area with soap or an appropriate cleaner. If disinfection is actually needed, use a product whose label names the surface and purpose, and follow that label. Cleaning removes grime. Disinfecting targets germs. Those are related jobs, but they are not the same job. The third thing is that bubbles are not a cleanliness meter. Hydrogen peroxide naturally breaks down into water and oxygen. Certain enzymes, metals, light, heat, and organic material speed that reaction, and the escaping oxygen creates the familiar foam. That looks satisfying, but the height of the foam does not reveal how dirty a surface was or how many germs died. A clean metal object can produce an energetic reaction, while an old, weakened bottle may barely fizz on a dirty area. Judge the result after the foam disappears. Is the stain lighter? Is the residue physically gone? Is the odor source removed? Chemistry is occurring, but the bubbles alone do not prove success. The fourth thing is that contact time matters. A person can spray peroxide on a surface and wipe it away within 2 seconds, but that is not automatically disinfection. Products making disinfecting claims provide directions for how the surface must be prepared, how long it must remain visibly wet, which organisms the product controls, and whether rinsing is required. The correct time is the one on that specific product label, not a number borrowed from a short video. If the liquid dries too quickly, reapplying may be necessary according to the directions. If the bottle is sold only as ordinary peroxide without a suitable disinfectant claim, do not invent one for it. The fifth thing is that the brown bottle is part of the formula. Hydrogen peroxide decomposes over time, and light and heat accelerate the loss of strength. That is why it is sold in an opaque container rather than a clear decorative spray bottle. A bottle left open, stored in direct sun, or poured into clear glass may still look exactly the same while becoming less useful. Keep it tightly closed in a cool location, away from children and pets, and check the expiration information. If an old bottle produces little activity, adding more to the job may not solve anything. Replace questionable product instead of guessing at its remaining strength. The sixth thing is that a white towel and a colored sofa are completely different cleaning problems. Peroxide can help with certain stains on some washable, color-fast fabrics, but its mild bleaching action can also fade dye, alter a finish, or leave a pale ring. First, read the care label. Blot rather than scrub, work from the outside of a spot toward the center, and test a tiny hidden area with the exact product you plan to use. Let the test dry fully before judging it. Never experiment on silk, wool, leather, vintage textiles, or dry clean only upholstery. On expensive fabric, the safest bottle is often the one you do not open until the manufacturer or a qualified cleaner confirms the method. The seventh thing is that deodorizing the air is not the same as removing an odor source. Peroxide may reduce some odors when it contacts the material causing them, but spraying the visible surface cannot fix moisture behind a wall, urine that soaked into a carpet pad, spoiled liquid under an appliance, sewage entering through a failed seal, or mold growing inside porous material. Follow the smell. Remove contaminated debris, dry the area, correct the leak, and clean every layer the spill reached. If the odor returns after the surface dries, something remains. Professionals do not keep perfuming or oxidizing the top, they locate the source that keeps producing the odor. The eighth thing is the rule that should never be broken. Do not mix hydrogen peroxide with another cleaner. That includes bleach, ammonia, vinegar, toilet bowl cleaner, drain opener, disinfectant, or any mystery liquid already on the surface. Do not assume that using products one after another is safe, because residue can remain in a bucket, toilet, drain trap, spray bottle, or grout line. More foam, heat, or fumes are not signs of more cleaning. They can be signs of a dangerous reaction. Use one product at a time, follow its label, rinse when directed, ventilate the space, and store chemicals in their original containers. If an accidental mixture causes strong fumes, coughing, burning eyes, dizziness, or breathing trouble, leave for fresh air and contact emergency or poison control guidance. The ninth thing is that physical removal often beats a chemical shortcut. Peroxide cannot lift a wad of hair from a drain, scrape mineral scale from a faucet, vacuum grit from carpet, or pull greasy dust out of a range hood filter. Give the material the treatment it actually needs. Use soap and water for routine washable surfaces. Use a microfiber cloth to capture soil instead of spreading it. Use a brush for textured grout, a scraper approved for the surface, and a vacuum before wet cleaning upholstery. Choose a manufacturer-approved descaler for mineral deposits. The smallest effective tool and least aggressive chemistry usually produce the safest result. There is no prize for using peroxide every day. Soap, water, and physical removal are enough for surfaces. Disinfect only when the situation requires it, and let the material and product label choose the method. A quick spray never replaces cleaning, ventilation, or sound judgment. The professional secret is not a forbidden recipe, it is diagnosis. Before reaching for the bottle, ask what the mess is made of, what surface is underneath it, whether cleaning or disinfection is the real goal, and what the manufacturer allows. Then use fresh 3% peroxide only when it fits that job. Test delicate materials, give a labeled disinfectant its required contact time, remove odor sources, and never mix chemicals. Hydrogen peroxide is useful precisely because it is not magical. It can assist with selected stains, odors, and compatible surfaces. It cannot replace soap, agitation, extraction, repair, or judgment. Once you stop treating foam as proof and start treating the label as instructions, the cheap brown bottle becomes safer, more predictable, and far more effective. That is what experienced cleaners understand. The best result rarely comes from the strongest reaction. It comes from choosing the right method before the first drop touches the surface.